final question for me is, in your opinion, is there a deep state in Canada?
A deep what?
A deep state. Have you heard of that term before?
No, what do you mean?
The deep state is a reference that is often used to talk about a secret government. Some people who are pulling the strings behind the scenes, who some people might not be aware of. A lot of people feel that could be happening in the United States, and some people wonder, is there a concern for something like that here? Is there something like that secretly here in Canada?
No, I don't think so. I don't believe in that. It's a great democracy, and we have good debates in Parliament, and so I don't believe that we in Canada having that challenge. It's open, and Canadians know who's governed this country and who wants to govern the country also.
This is Dan Dixer reporting for Press for Truth. We're here at the Jack Pool Plaza in downtown Vancouver, and I am joined by Maxime Bernier, the leader of the People's Party of Canada. Sir, thank you so much for joining us to talk today once again. Now, the first time we spoke was actually in September of 2018. This is going back 3 years ago now, right when you launched the party. And back then, I recall the last question that I had asked you is if you had heard of the deep state. And at the time, this was a term that you were a little bit unfamiliar with. So I explained, in the United States, some believe there's a secret government who are really running the puppet politicians. And I asked, do you think there's such a thing as a deep state here in Canada? And back then, you had a pretty emphatic, no, I don't think that's happening. It's been 3 years now. You're on the campaign trail. You're probably privy to things more so than others. Do you still feel that there's potentially no deep state in Canada, or is it possible that even Justin Trudeau could be following orders from his shadow government?
Yeah, first of all, about the deep state, I appreciate that question. For me, the deep state is the civil servant. The civil servant in Canada are speaking with other civil servants in other countries. So together, all the socialist policies that we have here in Canada, it's coming from the UN, it's coming from these civil servants that they are talking together. So when you have a government that is elected, these people are looking for advice to their civil servant. And that's why you have socialist policies that are coming, and sometimes these civil servants are controlling because some politicians don't know in details their file, and they are able to influence a minister. What I'm telling you, Canada is a sovereign country. The government and the elected politician must decide for a country. But because Justin Trudeau right now is doing the same thing that the UN and all the other countries, nobody imposed policies on us. It's Justin Trudeau that is following the UN, following the World Health Organization, and that's why we have more socialism in this country. For us, we will always fight for the sovereignty of our country, and we will put always our country first. That means that the civil servant that we have in Canada that will try to influence our minister or our government, they won't be able to do that because we have a strong mandate, and our mandate will always be to fight for our country first, and we are saying no to these international organizations, and we are saying no to globalism and all these globalists. So it's pretty clear, our people, their job when we'll be in government, that will be to implement our platform. And I can tell you that we will be very busy to work on that.
Now, I noticed recently, it seems to me that you're actually leading in the polls, beating out the Bloc Québécois and even the Green Party, yet they've still blocked you from being able to engage in the debate. Can we talk a little bit about that? Because that seems pretty rigged to me.
Yeah, it's a shame that in Canada you won't have a real debate on the real issues for our country. The first one is our freedom, and now that COVID hysteria must end. But all these establishment politicians, they will have a discussion between them because they all agree to impose a vaccine passport on us. They all agree that we must have in Canada a show me your papers to participate in a civil society. We don't agree in that. So I wanted to be there. They excluded me. and that won't be a debate anymore. So what I'm doing, I'm traveling across the country, speak to real Canadians, and our movement is growing step by step. But I can tell you, that day of the debate, I will be there, I will be on social media, I will tweet my answer, people will be able to read my answer, all the same question that they will ask to the other politician. And after that, I will do a kind of a show with other YouTubers, maybe the day after the debate. But it's a shame that I cannot participate and I cannot appeal that decision. But I'm not surprised. You know, we are the real opposition in this country, and these politicians don't want any opposition.
Is there a place where the PPC party draws the line in terms of how far things are going to go? Because right now we're literally talking about mandatory vaccines. Or is there anything? Could you foresee anything even worse? Or is that the linchpin? Is that the red flag for you that says, you know, this is bad?
You know, we draw the line early in the beginning when that COVID crisis started. A month after that, I was out there and protesting with people, with Canadians. I said at that time, every business is essential. I said that we must reopen our churches. Kids must be able to go to school in person without any mask. And so that was our position since the beginning. They went too far at that time, but now more and more and more, we are losing our freedoms, and that's why more people are coming and they understand. That's why I said that common sense revolution is happening here, because I was speaking about that vaccine passport a couple of months ago, and people were saying, oh, Bernier, no, it won't happen here. It's happening actually in my own province in Quebec right now. Since the 1st of September, we have a vaccine passport. I cannot go to a restaurant. I decided not to have the vaccine. It's my own personal decision. I respect everybody that did the opposite. That's their choice. But we must be able to live in a free society and be able also to learn to live with that virus. If not, we will live in a country that won't respect our rights, and we are doing a segregation between people vaccinated and unvaccinated. We don't want that. Our goal as a political party is to unite Canadians under the freedom umbrella.
Finally, do you have any words of advice for people post-September 13th and even now in Quebec who are dealing with this, and you know they're not able to go into places and they're not really sure how they're going to navigate this new COVID-1984 nightmare? What sorts of advice do you have for the people who are in the position we are moving forward?
Stand up, speak out for your values, for your freedom, and don't participate in that. We must do more protests if we need. We need to be there to fight for our rights. And also, the 20th of September, people will have a good opportunity to vote for what they believe. I'm asking them, don't vote against something, vote for something, vote for what you believe. And if you believe in this country, we are the only choice for you. But after the 20th of September, the fight must go on, must go on. I'll be with you because that's a revolution, like I said in my speech. We need to do that freedom revolution in this country, and that can take time, but step by step we will win. We know that we have the best ideas, the best policies for this country. We have a vision of a free and strong country, but that fight must go on after the election.
Well, I can tell by the crowds that you're getting out there that freedom is popular and freedom is spreading. So I want to encourage people, if you want to check out, learn more from these guys, please check the links in the description below. Sir, once again, thanks so much for talking to us. You keep up the great work.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Have a nice day.
We all want truth. The truth will set you free.